rain is not going to go away. Okay, here's the deal. I went for a ride the other day, fully expecting to be nice weather and not 100 degrees, but also not raining. And I got stuck in the rain, so I had a cup of coffee, hoping to wait it out, and it didn't happen. So I recorded the ride anyway, just in case something happened. But now that I'm watching it back, I wanted to go over some of my thought processes that I do in order to keep myself safe while I'm riding my motorcycle in the rain. I have 20 plus years of professional motorcycle riding in all different kinds of conditions, and I have yet to crash because of wet weather. So here's my thoughts about riding in the rain and some of the tactics that I use and techniques that I have to keep myself safe. My first thing that I want to consider is traffic conditions. What kind of traffic am I dealing with? If I'm on surface streets, it's a lot worse than freeways. And let me explain why. You see all these driveways? We have cross traffic, we have starting and stopping, we have people turning, we have people approaching. So you always got to be mindful of your mirrors and your lane position. See how I'm offset to the right of my lane? I know I'm next to that van, but staying away from the middle of a lane. There was a flash of lightning there. Anyway, staying away from the middle of your lane is the safest bet generally when you're riding in the rain. And the reason is because the center of the lane is where oil collects from all the cars that drip oil. And when it's wet, it's real slippery sometimes. Now, the type of pavement you're riding on also makes a difference. Is it shiny? Is it full of tar strips? Is it coarse? That all plays a part of it, but lane position and traffic is my first consideration when I'm dealing with rain. I try to stay away from being directly next to cars, and I don't want to be between bumpers. So that's why I'm offset also, not just to stay out of the slimy line in the middle, but if you're coming up to a stop behind the other traffic, and here in Texas, you're not allowed to split lanes, lane filter, any of that. I stay offset as far as I can. Number one, like when I'm passing that van, or now that I'm getting ready to pass this truck that's on the right, I'm still in his mirrors. I'm in that blind spot for less amount of time. But also, I'm passing them without trying to stay next to them. Now right here I get road spray from that car if we were going faster, so you want to get past them as soon as you can, but you want to do it gradual. Like coming up to the stop, you want to do a gradual stop. You don't want to be abrupt. Now you see this car behind me, how closely they're coming. Now if that car wasn't paying attention and they decided to skid and they skidded forward, they might clip me, but I'm going to fall off to the right instead of getting shoved into the car that's in front of me. It's just a safety precaution. Never drive in the center of your lane. I don't care if it's sunny or not. Something else that you want to consider when you're riding in the rain and you're in a situation like I am where there's two lanes but there's curbs on both sides, what slope is the roadway going? In this case, the crown of the road is pretty flat and it's all flowing towards the right curb, and you want to stay out of that right lane for more reasons than just having cross traffic or driveways pulling out. When you're on a roadway and the rain is being diverted towards one curb or the other, stay out of that right-hand lane in this instance. If you look closely, you could see puddles that are gathering up against that curb. over on the right. See that? See that? That's just a situation that could cause hydroplaning. Not only that, they could be puddling up on my side of the lane too. That's why I'm staying close to the center line. I'm staying as far away from those curbs as I can, because that's where the puddles gather first and they work their way towards the middle. Now, sometimes the crown of the road changes because of curves, and that's when you get little rivers going across your road. So something else to be mindful of is watch traffic in front of you. Sometimes they will hit a puddle and it will alert you to deep water, and you can adjust accordingly. But if there's no traffic in front of you and you see rivers going across your lane, just gradually slow down a little bit so that you don't have a problem with hydroplaning. Don't grab the brakes and panic stop, try to panic stop or anything like that. Be very gradual with any of your inputs. Now, when you're following traffic, give yourself more space cushion. Look, river right there. Give yourself more space cushion to allow idiots to screw up without bringing you into it. Now, can you see in the lane to the right? Can you see the tire tracks of that car that's ahead of me? Yes, you can. Sometimes when it's safe, you can follow that car in front of you and let that car push the water out of your way and create a better path for you to go. And you could drive right in that person's wheel tracks. Watch this. I think I'm going to change lanes here. And now I'm going to just follow this person's wheel track. They're splashing the rain off of the surface, and I'm driving on a better surface. I'm not in their mist, whatever the rain that they're kicking up from the ground. I'm not getting blasted by that. And now you can see I don't have anybody behind me, so my consideration is just paying attention to the surface and the conditions. So let's just recap. The first thing you consider is the surface and the conditions of what kind of traction you have available. The second thing you want to consider is what the traffic is like and how you're going to avoid traffic. But the third thing you want to consider is your lane selection, where you drive in the lane, because of traction available. And whenever you do any kind of inputs, whether it's accelerating, turning, slowing down, putting your foot down, any of that, you got to be mindful of what you're doing. If you do anything abruptly, that's how you lose traction and you fall. You don't have to be afraid of the wet road. You just have to drive. You have to adjust your driving accordingly. You also have to remember what kind of condition your equipment's in. Right now I have decent visibility. Sometimes visibility is crap. But what's your condition of your tires and your brakes? If your tires are trash, you should not be out in these kind of conditions. See that car to my left? Slow down a little bit. Let them sort out what they're going to do. Then I get past them. Now I'm coming up to get on a highway, and I want you to notice how I accelerate. But before I do, I'm going to have to slow down for this turn. And I drive across a couple of painted markings on the roadway. I'm not aggressively slowing down when I hit this only sign and the turn sign on the ground. Gradually slowing down, checking my mirror, making sure nobody's coming up behind me. Slowly go across the paint and short shift to second gear. When you're in the lower gears, you have more torque and it's easier to lose traction on that rear tire when you're accelerating, especially when you're leaned over and if you're crossing paint stripes. Now I can go full throttle if I wanted to. I'm hitting the freeway. That's 80. No problems, no worries. Now see the tire tracks of the car in front of me? They changed lanes. It's real easy to see the path that they're creating. And when you're on a highway, you got to pay attention to the traffic and let them sort themselves out. Sometimes you have to be patient. You might be surrounded with traffic and you don't want to be. That's why you have a bigger space cushion. Hopefully 360 degrees, but if you don't, you got to have some kind of a way out. And you know what a lot of people don't consider when they're on motorcycles for a way out is the shoulder. Sometimes the shoulder is your only option. But it's there. Just saying that, just for future reference. But right now there's not a lot of water on the roadway. You can see it shiny over on the shoulder over there. See how I'm riding in somebody's wheel path? And I'm not in the center line, the center of the lane. I'm next to the center line between the two lanes. But see, right now I might as well just be dry, other than the fact that my face is getting stung from 70-mile-an-hour raindrops. Now you can see I'm slowing down. I'm coming up on some traffic. There's some cars. I can't see too much of what's in front of me just because of the mist coming off of the ground. But I'm slowing down. I'm checking my mirrors, making sure nobody's sneaking up on me. I'm letting this car pass me on the left. And then I want to get out of this lane. So I'm changing lanes. I'm going to go around the slower traffic. And I'm passing quickly to get past them for two reasons. Stay out of their blind spot, and stay out of their rain mist. Now once this car turns, I get back over. Now I have the lane all to myself. But traffic is still kind of doing something. I was like, what's going on up? Why is the freeway going slow? Well, there were a couple of trucks. There's a truck with a trailer. Some people are turning left across the highway. So people start to get impatient with things like this. So I just kind of let everybody sort themselves out, let it all settle. And then when the chance arises, I make my move and I go. I'm decisive. Everybody's sorting themselves out. Here comes some brake lights on the left. Somebody's slowing down so that they can turn left across the highway, and there's my chance. Ready? See? Slowing down. There's another truck right there. That was what was causing all the slow traffic, along with the cement mixer in front of me. So now I'm going to go past them quickly. Get by them. They kick up a lot of spray. Now I'm going to get back over. And I'm going to get out of here. But as I slow down to make my right-hand turn off the highway from 70, get off that white line as quickly as possible, and now I slow down gradually. Make my turn. Go across the dirt because I've got a dirt bike. And we just finished the ride. Alright, you guys, appreciate you watching Throttle Out. Hope these techniques helped you. Stay dry, stay safe. Aloha.